Hey friends, now we'll be back into this new video tutorial with OSP Pro. This third video in Python, where we shall be learning what known as a data visualization, mainly with Python at the moment. Now, if you try to cross-check, I happened to show you last time on checking up your how to import up the libraries. Now, let us try to see today how to make a simple basic plots, how to make a simple plots at the first, so that you can get to know what next in our next video to get the picture of really how to plot out something. Now, yes, I'll start by importing up our libraries. I'll just start by importing up as you can give any name, but it's always imported as np. So nup Python or numerical Python. So to only going to give us the ability to have one as mathematical array, turning all our stuffs into array, and then to compute it out for us, and is represented by np. And then we can also be in position to import one as the other library, which will enable us to get the stuffs and plot it. Now, there's another thing that maybe I didn't happen to explain to you. There's another library that, guys, we may need to use, or if at all you don't like to use the other one, if you don't want to come with the matplotlib library, if you don't want to use it, there's another stuff that really work like it, and that's what known as a pylab. So if you don't also have it, just I recommend you please go to your CMD and you just go there and try to just type install what known as install pylab. If you don't have it, as when you hit enter, you should be in a position also to install what known as pylab. It's also a good kind of software that works kind of the same with what known as matplotlib library. So it's also good. I'm just going to simply say that at the moment. Or not, you can also use the other one, which will also do for you the same thing. I'll show you in all of the two on how to use them. Now, after installing that, import pylab, type import pylab, then you can give the format in which how you would like to import. You can just say maybe as pl, like that. So that one definitely will install it will import for you this library. Now mine is okay because I already have them installed in my machine. Now to start up making up a simple kind of graph. Now before maybe also continue further, or before again also I happen to start up making up something, there's two main type of graphs I may simply say that we may come up here with. One is what known as the line graph, just a line graph. And another thing that I may simply talk at the moment is just one known as a scatter, a kind of plot, or scatter. I'm talking a kind of the plot, sorry. What you may come up with is one is the line kind of plots, and then scattered kind of plots. So those are the main common ones, and I'll just try to simply say that you may actually come up with. Then talk of maybe also the histogram. Yeah, histogram. Things like that. Shall be also using histogram to come up with our stuff. So let me just try to use some few coordinates, and we come up with a simple stuff to explain on all of what these stuffs we are trying to do around to come up with a simple picture of what I'm trying to talk about. I'm just going to define two coordinates. I'm going to use my coordinates to be what known as x and y, because we expect when you're plotting up a graph, we shall be basing on the x-axis and y-axis. My friends, if maybe you happen to forget a little bit of math, I request you please try to mind yourself again on math. Don't forget that, so that we can always move up on those stuffs. If maybe you have forgotten, I may make up a video. You can comment down on my videos. If you at all would like me to make for you some videos on math, then you guys we can try to do some little kind of coding when math. Now that's it. So if you try to cross check, we need this kind of have some knowledge there that we have the x-axis and the y-axis in our program. Now to start doing that, I may just try to come back here and define some few coordinates of ours, like if assumption x is equal to, now in Python, whenever you're handling up what known as you're trying to go to make a graph, please you don't use one known as these braces, the brackets. We use one known as arrays, or one known as the list in Python. I remember making up the other videos, introduction to Python programming complete video for absolute beginners, that when I was trying to explain lists, that for a handle Python stuffs and expect those coordinates to be moving up for you, we don't use bracket, instead we use list, and for it to be used in list we use one in a square bracket. So give assumption here, I have my first coordinates as maybe 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Let me take that for today. I will close the list. Now the next thing again I have to let you know, we said x here and y here. That implies if these are my x-axis or my x coordinates, to go to my y coordinate, one thing also I have to let you know, my friends, make sure that the coordinates you are giving are going to be equal to the other coordinates you happen to give the other time. I give assumption here, we have 10 20 30. I'm just using this for demonstration. 30 here, 40 50 60 70 80 and 90. I'll just use that for demonstration. Now what am I trying to mean here, or what I was trying to explain? Remember, this is 1, this should be matching. What do I mean? If here you have 10 coordinates, 9, this 1 to 9, make sure here also you have 9 in a simple term. What do I mean? This is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, matching with these coordinates, so that when we are plotting up your graph, the graph should be matching. We don't want one part of the graph when it's, the other coordinates is more than the first ones. X is more than y, or y is more than other. Then otherwise it will not plot for us what we expect. Instead, it will give us an error which we don't expect, which we don't want to find in the program. So for that case, I'll just hit enter, and then I'll find myself making up what known as a simple plot. I mean a simple, actually meaning the coordinates are already there. Now that's in a simple term, what you have done there is what known as making up one known as arrays, which is holding the coordinates and which you're going to be using for plotting up our program. So let us now, that's this one so far you have seen is what known as the nup, the numeric Python, the one we happen to import down. But that implies at the moment we had not yet used anything called known as pylab, or what known as the matplot library. If at all you had, that's what happened to use. And in a simple term, to use that library, we have to come up with the plot techniques. Remember, we happen to represent it here in format of PL, and to bring it back in the program we shall say PL, and then we say dot what. Now we would like to bring up the ability to plot for us our stuffs. Now, and to do that, we are just going to tell it that please we shall need you to plot for us x and y. And do that, I'll just say plot, I open, and I say please plot for us x and y. Now I'm just going to give some kind of space there so that you guys can differentiate the two, x and y. What am I trying to mean here? These are the coordinates we have, and this is how we try to bring up the program. This one I've happened to explain to you guys that is which enables us to plot up our program. And if that's the case, this one here, it's the one is how we happen to present up this pile plot. And to bring this one down, it should be in a good way for making up a program. It's a good way that this one should be imported first, so that we first pick up these coordinates of ours. Then we come down here, bring this to make sure that we happen to plot up our program, the coordinates. That implies when I happen to now to hit enter, it's not going to plot there and then, but instead it's going to bring for us, coming up with all the abilities to show us that this is going to be the matplot library lines, line 2D object as that. That implies it has already generated for us the plot format, how it's going to be bringing up our stuffs. And if I would like now to see what is inside there, I just have to type on as you could simply type pl.show, or you can simply just go straight and type show, whereby show, when I happen to hit enter, or when I happen to hit enter, definitely it will show for us the graph. Sorry, just like I've said, pl.show. As I hit enter, we should be seeing up a graph, and that's it. So in a simple term, ours is a line, just a straight line graph. The reason is just because I happen to use 9 to 10. Definitely that's just a line graph. It's not having any other kind of scatter or format, something like that. So that's how, in a simple way, how to explain. I'm sorry that I've taken a long time on as I was trying to explain to you guys, but the good thing that I believe me or not, I think you guys have mastered it, which is the best thing for any other person who is maybe trying to let you know something. Now you can also have other abilities around here that we can talk about. This one is always resetting, and this is always go back, go in front. This one can always enable us to move or zoom within the program. This one can only enable us to zoom in the form of a rectangle. And this is only enabling us to configure give assumption. When I click there, it's going to generate for us a kind of a coordinate like this. You get something like that, and that implies when I try to go and start changing up the coordinates like that. If I try to go and changing coordinates like that, this is how the graph will look like. If I go back, the graph is also going to turn back in the format I'm trying to change it to. You get. So if I happen to come back and try to say I'm trying to change some stuff that like that, so it's also changing based on how I happen to give it on the program, things like that. And remember, we have the other stuff back here which is showing us that you can always go back. So when you click back, or if you go back to, if I just happen to click if I happen to click on reset, as I click on reset, it will reset everything back to normal, just like that. And if maybe I happen to close this, I can always close that if I click home, and that's always how it is. Now you can also save your stuffs, your program. You can also save this very stuff of ours in format of PNG, though I will show you another format later on. That's it, how it will be like. So I think let me just show that in the next video, how we can always save it up, and then also in another format how to save your done project, your plotted values. So guys, please, thanks for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe to Always Be Pro. If this video has helped you, please make sure you subscribe to my channel. Thank you all, love you all.